y'all. Hey, it's Tracy Time. Time for another moment with me, Tracy T. And it is a fantastic Friday. Yay! Oh my gosh. Are you guys as excited this Friday as I am? Because you see, I'm excited. I'm geeked in the mug this Friday. This week has felt like 2 weeks, in addition to all the other foolery we got going on at the White House. But we're not going to talk about that today, because today is all about hair. Hair Angel Love, honey. I am here with my stylist. Her camera is a little bit on frozen right now, but she's gonna thaw out and come with us. But let me tell you this before we get to it. I want to know, how are you doing? So y'all come on in here. That'll give us plenty of time. Come on in here and let me know, how are you doing today? What is going on in the land? It is Friday and it is fabulous. Woo, we made it, y'all. We made it to Friday. Can you believe it? Another week. Okay, while we're waiting, let me just say this one little thing. You guys need to go and make sure that you do your thing, your part to support Georgia. Go in and make sure you do your part to support Georgia. I'm gonna say that one more time for those in the back. Go in and make sure you do your part to support Georgia. GASenate.gov. That's what I'm gonna say. All right. So now we have the one and only Miss Hair Angel Love proprietor herself, Angela Castor. I call her Angie. She is the owner of Hair Angel Love, and she is a amazing woman and amazing stylist. She stepped away from the salon. She's right in front of the salon right now, but because she has a client in there and there's other things going on, she wanted to make sure that you could hear her. So she stepped away from the salon to come and sit in her car in peace and quiet so she could connect with us. So thank you so much for being here with me today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Angel Love, Angie Castor, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And not only am I doing great, I am looking great. Why?
You looking great.
I'm looking great because
let's talk about
what I know.
Crochet.
You can have the most busted and dusted clothes on. You can have your face looking like you just
right.
But if your hair is right and you feel
right.
your hair,
the world is right.
It does something for you, doesn't it? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. It just does something kind of like, I feel renewed in this thing. And so now we know, let's tell a little bit about my COVID journey and how Angie and I have really partnered with this. So now I want to tell you this first. Y'all know I have no shame in my game when it comes to doing my hair. We have been at the salon. You guys have seen Angie actually braid my hair down. You've seen her do my crochet braids. What you didn't see is the time when we had my natural hair relaxed and cut and colored. And that's how the T-Row color block was, came to real true life. And we did that for the photo shoot. So you'll see that most of the promo stuff that I have for my business ads came from the photo shoot that Angie had done my hair, and it was relaxed and cut. Now, that was several months ago, y'all. So what happens with your hair, it grows. Unless you continue to get it cut and relaxed, that relaxer just kind of fades into the background, right?
Right.
Angie, what was one of the key motivators for you to first want to say, okay, I'm going to take your hair in its natural state and relax it and color it for the photo shoot?
I think one of the things we thought about, because we had been natural for a minute. So I knew for the pictures, I wanted a certain look on you that I have yet to have seen. I know you were relaxed before you started coming to me, but I hadn't had the pleasure of relaxing your hair. So I wanted to see you in that state. I had a vision and I wanted
you breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I'm in this car. Maybe I should get out.
So I will tell you what we did.
No, did you hear what I said?
I heard part of it, that you hadn't seen me, because when I came to you, I was natural, and so you had
because you had been relaxed by others, so I had never had the pleasure of relaxing your hair. So I wanted to. I had a vision of what I wanted you to look like, and you let me execute.
Yeah, so one of the things that's nice is having a stylist that you trust, right? And so I trust Angie emphatically and said, for your photo shoot, I know you have a vision. I'm gonna be here as a model and you can do whatever you want. And so she was like, okay, well, we'll do something with your hair relaxed. And I'm like, okay. So now here's what's funny. We relaxed my hair and colored it, y'all. But then we had the pandemic.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody knows how this thing goes, when your hair grows and your hair is not actually in a loose curl pattern, because my hair is not in my natural state, my hair is not in a loose curl pattern. My natural hair state is power to the people coming from okay.
Right.
So Angie knew that because we had cut my down short on the sides, we knew that we were going to have something to deal with the pandemic.
Right.
Now, we in a pandemic state, Angie, right? But we had literally shut down. That was when the country had shut down. The shop was closed, everything was closed. So we came up with the solution.
Yeah.
And our solution was to crochet my hair at the top and then let my hair sides, okay?
Right.
Now, here's the key to this. This was how we shifted from relaxed to protective style. Came up with a plan. And so over the course of all these
right.
years, you guys have seen that I've done different things with my hair and it was all protected. We had it shampooed, we made sure that it was conditioned and well hydrated. We had, contrary to popular belief, Angie, you can settle this now. Do I come to the salon? Do I come to the shop every 4 days?
No, you do not come to the salon every 4 days. But you know what? That's a testament to how well you maintain your hair and how you keep up with your hair. But no, you do not come every 4 days. You have an every 2 week schedule, sometimes 3 weeks. But you keep your hair up so good, people think you come every 4 days and you don't.
We get that all the time. Even Angie has, and Adrian, who's also in the shop, they'll have their clients will ask them, does Tracy get her hair done all the time she was there? No, I'm not. But I believe in having a system. So that's what we're going to talk about today is how to create a system that works for you, for your schedule, for your lifestyle, and for your pockets. So I want y'all to know, we went on, I was able to do a video at lunch Tuesday. I stopped by to see Angie, and Angie had created a wig. Yes, this is a wig. It's a wig. It's a wig. It's a wig. Now, I want y'all to know. I told Angie I was going to be fabulous. So I'm leaning in. People don't believe it, but do you see that? Because it looks so good. But y'all, it's a wig. Do you see those individual crochets? It's a custom hand created wig. Okay, so this came to be because just like you, I want my hair to always look like it's done. Hello, somebody. But I know we're in COVID.
Right.
So I can't always go to the salon. I can't always wake up. I can't do my hair like this. I knew I needed to maintain a look.
Right.
And I can make you a wig. So that's what we did. So Angie, talk a little bit about how this process works and how you create the wig.
I'm sorry, I had to come back into the salon. What you said? I'm sorry, repeat that question.
It's okay. How did you make the wig? How did you do this?
Oh, I did it like I do the regular wigs. We have mannequin head. We put it on a stand, and I crochet her like I'm crocheting your regular hair. It's just I'm doing it on the net. So and the net is stretchable, so I don't have to worry about the net being too small, too big. I get the right size net, and we're so lucky now to have crochet nets available in the beauty supply store. So yeah, it was. Nice. I mean, you have to know how you want the density to be. You have to know how full you want it, not to have it too full. And you just have, you have to make sure that the hair doesn't get tangled, and you have to know how to space it out. But it's just like almost just making a regular wig, except I'm not using any thread.
Okay, how much time did it take for you to make this wig? She's well,
I'm pretty fast. I know I've always gotten compliments about being pretty fast with the crochets. So it takes me probably about a little less than an hour, about an hour to complete. If I sit down the whole time and get it done, it may take about an hour, you know, if I'm not moving and shaking.
But
But
I
yeah,
just want you guys to see, because you've been following me. You guys joined me live at lunch, and I've had the pretty much the same style. And what Angie and I do, just because again, I don't have any, there's no shame. I'm not pretending to be anything. I didn't grow this hair, we bought it. But what's nice about it is when I get my hair crochet braided, we'll do crochet braids for the week 1, and we'll have it long. And then I'll go back in 2 weeks, and then we'll shampoo my hair with the crochet braids in, you guys. Yeah. And then I'll sit under the dryer. So my hair is shampooed and conditioned at the root, my natural hair. And then I sit under, and so the base of my hair is dry. And then we cut it. So pieces or parts that, you know, I may have gotten snarled up or tangly, we cut it. And that's why you'll see my hair look a little bit shorter, like I'll do a bob.
I can tell people all the time, you can get at least 2 styles. If you start off pretty long, you can come back and get it reshaped, and you'll have another style to wear for a couple more weeks. So I always tell people, if you're afraid of cutting your hair, the crochets are an awesome alternate style, because you can play with it. You can play with the colors. It's just like, you know, with the weave and the wigs, we get to play. But crochets have come so far to where you're able to play and not have that extra, you know, damage done to your hair. And you're able to float around, and you have to go to an educated stylist that knows, because I know some of us have gone to people that's done crochets at home, and, you know, that may not be, you know, as educated. Yes, you need to be educated with crochets. I know it seems simple to some people, but if you wanted to look how yours look and to be to where you can't tell, you need to educate yourselves. You need to educate yourselves on the placement of the crochets. It's the placement is just as important as the curl pattern.
I leaned in so they could see, because I've had people tell me this isn't a wig, and it is. And so what I love is that, like crochets, because having your hair braided down. So I showed you guys, I was in a salon when Angie did my hair. It's shampooing, she conditions my hair, then she braids my natural hair down, and and then we would do the crochets regularly on my hair. What's happened with this is that she's literally at to a net, so I can put this on like it's a regular wig.
Yep, and you take it off.
Breathable. And so, like, you know, I'm scratching my head right now. You see that this is giving me the flexibility because this net is so loose. Like how you see some people's wigs, and when you move them, it's the whole thing. That's not happening here. So I wanted you guys to see that.
Yeah, and it's awesome for the ones who say that their hair is dry, and you're able to take it off and moisturize your scalp in the meantime. And some of us, they use the derma roller.
Those who want to be able to feel their scalp. This is a phenomenal solution to you having your hair done and still be. A lady, a sweet little old lady came to me at an estate sale, and she said, "Excuse me, is that the kind of hair you lay down at night?"
What?
Yes. She said, do you lay that hair down at night? Because I guess it was looking so polished of her. I said, yes, it sure is. I take this down, it lays down too. So there's beauty and benefit to that too, right? So you have versatility. And then I want to also, let me ask this question, Angie, because I know we're going to get this, because you have a full spectrum of clients. You don't just service clients that are people of color. You do Caucasian hair, you do biracial hair, you do men hair. Now, if a woman who was a white woman or a Caucasian woman wanted to experiment with crochet braids, how would you handle that?
I would handle it, well, you know, for the most part, a lot of our crochet hair in the beauty supply store is catered to the Black woman. However, we do have other options. They've broadened the color spectrum with crochet so widely, and the textures. They have textures for Caucasian women and for, you know, our brown skin women. And so, you know, you can't lose either way. The base of it, and I think the crochet wig would be awesome for Caucasian women, because, you know, their hair, sometimes their textures is hard to hold a cornrow. So, you know, and some of them are concerned about that, but there are steps that we can take to make sure it's secured for your head as well, and make sure that we can pick the correct texture for your hair.
That's good, because I want to make sure that I'm equitable and inclusive for all hairstyles, because I know that your clients, you know, you cover everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Things I want to talk about, because winter is coming, as I said.
It is.
Winter is coming. And oftentimes
Yeah.
people face when winter, they have hats on or they put something on, they're constantly, they're dealing with dryness because the heat is on in their house. How do you manage that? How do you make sure your hair stays hydrated and healthy and moisturized during the winter months?
For the most part, I tell people all the time, especially during these months, we have an amazing hydration steam treatment system that's here. We still have our trusty old hot oil treatments. A lot of people have given up on those, but I have not given up on a good hot oil treatment. And we have our standard deep conditioning treatments. So, like I say, even if you do wear, you know, if you did opt for the crochet wig, you can still come in, you know, take your wig off. We can get you under the hydration steam treatment, get you a treatment done, make sure your ends are trimmed, put that wig back on, and you're good for your next couple of months. But during these months, I feel like in between styles, when you take your styles down, everybody needs to opt. You need to put aside that extra $20, $25 to make sure you have a hydration treatment during these months, because
Okay.
your hair will thank you when you walk back into the spring and summer months. You'll see the difference. You'll feel the
Okay.
difference.
Okay. And what is a hot, what is the difference between, like you talked about the steam versus hot oil? What's the difference between them?
Right. So it's those are three separate treatments. The hydration steam treatment is where you sit under the hydration treatment. We put in distilled water. We do not use regular water. Distilled water pours out any impurities in the hair. We have several different treatments that we can apply to your hair before putting you under the hydration treatment. So it just depends on what your hair needs. We have that awesome rosemary treatment. We have a deserve elixir treatment on the conditioning, milk, the silk milk conditioner treatment that we can put on during the hydration treatment. The basic deep conditioner is when we add a treatment to your hair and put you under the dryer with the cap on to absorb that moisture. The hot oil treatment is we use, it depending on what your hair needs. We have several different oil treatments for the hair. And with that, we'll put that on as well and put you under a cap under the dryer.
Okay.
But I said that to say that we have three different ones because everybody doesn't need the same thing. Everybody's hair doesn't require the same type of treatment. Some when we're dealing with our naturals, they have the curls, the steam treatment, the hydration treatment is perfect for that, especially if you're trying to enhance and add moisture to your curls.
Okay.
If you're used to wearing your hair braided down to your scalp, or you're used to, you know, like I said, wearing a wig or something, I think the hot oil treatments are amazing, because when we do wear wigs, when we do wear protective styles, especially crochets, that synthetic hair and that canker on hair absorbs the moisture out of our hair. When you wear any type of wig or anything that you're putting on top of your hair, it's absorbing the natural moisture in your hair. So when you take those elements off, you need to be able to replace the oil that's in your hair. Even though we have natural oils, some of our hairs, some of our scalps do not produce enough natural oils, and that's why you're experiencing the itchiness, the dryness, you know, the shedding, the breakage. You need to balance, do a moisture balance from the inside out. So not only add moisture on the outside, drink plenty of water these winter months. Make sure you're hydrated.
Okay, that's good. Now let's break a myth. Let's be mythbusters here, because I know oftentimes people say, "Oh, I don't want to start doing different stuff to my hair and having my hair braided down, because if I do, I'll then be in a position where my hair is going to fall out." And I know that there are people who don't recognize that your hair does a natural shedding every day. You lose a certain number of hair follicles every day anyway. And so I want to just tell everybody now, with a licensed professional who's a veteran stylist, that you are not losing hair because you're having your hair braided down. Your hair naturally sheds hair regularly as a natural process of hair growth anyway. Is that right?
That's correct. It has a natural system, just like our body sheds off those dead cells. Your hair sheds off the dead hair of that. I said there's a thing called excessive shedding that's different. If you're having excessive shedding, then that's something totally different, and you need to come in and be treated.
Okay. So what are you working on now? It looks like you're over by one of the hydration stations.
No, I'm actually taking my client's rollers out.
Oh, very good. Okay. So, hey, client, we get a chance to see you. She's at the driver's license. I know
Jesse says hi.
she's over by one of the hydration. She was in the hydration area.
I am near. I'll do a camera turn to where you can see the hydration. Those are the hydration machines there. Yeah. So and we have two of them, so you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for somebody else to get done. We try to keep two in the salon. So if you want to just, I tell my clients sometimes, if you, especially my naturals, if you want to just pop in to get your hydration treatment for your curls, pop in and pop back out. You don't have to wait for hours just to come in and get your hydration treatment.
Okay.
You don't have to do that.
So now, how do people schedule time with you, Angie?
They can contact me on IG or Facebook, or you can contact. I'm on Schedulicity, so it's Hair Angel Love. You can Google Angie Castor, or you can look up Hair Angel Love on Schedulicity, and you can book there, or you can call the salon at 901-421-6578. And also you can call my cell, which is 901-354-4422. If you don't find what you need, or if you have an issue with finding me, always reach out to myself.
One of the things that I fully appreciate is that I have had so many different hairstyles and so many different colors that we've been able to play with the crochet. But the crochet isn't the only protective style that you can do for your clients. They can also have their own, they can do, you can create a wig for them. You can also do a weave for them. And then you have different types of weave. Tell us what the difference is between a quick weave and what is it, full closure weave and an open close? I don't know, because I'm not a weave girl, but educate us on what's the difference.
So we have the Peruvian bundles here. We have Peruvian, and I've been experimenting with Brazilian. I've been kind of experimenting with several different brands and textures to kind of, but for now, the vendor that I have that's been sending me my Peruvian, I'm really liking it. I've worn it myself. I've had several clients to wear it, and I've got nothing but rave reviews on it. So we have the body wave.
I understand what you're saying. Now, you sell hair bundles.
We do. We sell hair bundles. We sell hair extensions here. We sell hair extensions. We have the closures. Yes, and we do. You actually can buy your hair and get your sewing done in the same place. And we have discounts in place if you purchase here. We have discounts in place for your install. So
okay, all right, that's super. Okay, I'm sorry, I want to make sure, because you said vendor Peruvian. I was like, wait a minute, you're selling hair bundles. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, yep, we do. We sell hair bundles, and right now we are fully stocked. So I know we are going into our winter months. For those who would like to, that doesn't want to opt for the crochet, avenue, you can opt for the sew-in avenue, and we got you covered both ways.
Okay, we know the holidays are coming, and even though people are not going to gather together and have those Thanksgiving, and they're still going to have virtual celebrations, and we know you want. Yes. So I'm telling you now, you need to go to Schedulicity and look at Angie Castor, or Google Angie Castor Hair Angel Love. Time scheduled, so
yes,
hair done, because I don't want the holidays to creep up on you and then you looking busted by the head, because people will talk about you.
We call those last minute appointments.
You come to the virtual Thanksgiving dinner and don't have your hair done. They're gonna say, "Oh, she looks sick. You think she got COVID?"
You know what they say? She going through something. You ain't got your hair done.
What ain't she? She just to let herself go in COVID. Don't be one of those people.
Don't be that. Don't be her. Don't be her.
I have a cousin who will say somebody let themselves go in a heartbeat. Don't be caught up in there, because you know your cousin's Pookie and Poke Shop will call you out.
They will talk about you. They will talk about you.
Don't be one of those people, okay? So,
but I'm loving the way you rocking this wig. It looks really, really good. I'm excited.
You did a phenomenal job. And I think, Angie, what I think we're going to do is create another one that's the bob.
Right.
So I have both covered. So let me tell y'all, because I interrupted what she was saying about that, because she's selling bundles, and then I got in a Pookie and Poke Shop talk about your Thanksgiving. Or because I'm telling y'all, the birthday, all this stuff, the holiday season, you want to be right. And so now I know I'm covered. No matter where I am in my crochet stage, you know, I'm covered. I have this. But now we're going to talk about the weave, because you can buy a bundle and get your closure in this and have it done in the same place. Now, are the bundles in a position where, like, if they wanted you to color it, can you do a custom?
Yeah.
Really?
Most definitely. The bundles that we have, they can be colored, they can be curled, they can be straightened. All we ask is that when you do purchase your bundles, either leave the bundles with us or bring the bundles back prior to your appointment, so that you can, that we'll have time enough to color it for you. If you plan on getting it colored, I would suggest probably won't be able to do it all the same day, because you don't want to rush job on your color, especially if it's not just a solid color. If you want highlights or anything like that, or you have a particular picture that you're trying to match, we would need the time to get that done and make sure it's to your liking, and then we would schedule your install. So, but yeah, we can do all that.
Now, how long do sew-ins last? What is the benefit of having a sew-in?
That's such a finicky question, because people love to leave their sew-ins and protective styles in too long. I say anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks for a sew-in.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. But I've had clients to go well past that.
Really? Okay.
If you want to keep it, and that's in between time, you're still coming in to get sew-in. I mean, the maintenance of it, which is getting it shampooed and getting it tightened. You know, sometimes, especially when we get the closures, a lot of people feel like once they get a closure, it's going to stay looking like that, the way that it looks when you leave the salon. No, the closure tends to slide back as your hair grows. The closure will go back. So you have to come in for your regular maintenance to get it pulled back down and get it tightened.
Okay, now you have to tell me, I don't know what a closure is.
It's a piece of lace that has hair attached to it that gives you that artificial part look.
Okay.
Where if you want to braid, put all of your hair in, you don't want to leave any of your hair out. Let's say you were natural and you want to wear a straight look or a wavy look. We will braid all of your hair down and we will put a closure, and it'll give you a natural part look to where you can do a middle part and side part. You're really flexible with your movement in the front.
Okay, I got it. All right, so let's see. We got Magnolia Rose said it's a work of art. So congratulations for that.
Thank you. Awesome.
Adrian said hello, Adrian, love you. LaShawn Adams said you better educate the people. And
that's Miss Lala.
But okay, Miss Lala, hey, Miss Lala. And then Tammy said she would love to let you experiment on her hair. She still lived in Memphis. She is in the great land of lakes right now. Do you guys have snow right now, Cammy? When you do make your way back to Memphis, you have to stop Angel Love. She would love to play with your hair.
We'll be ready for her.
I got a chance to see a transformation. She had a client that came in, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. I wish I had thought ahead of time to have you. So you send me those pictures, Angie, the before and after, and I'll put it on.
Hey, and she comes back today. She loved it so much. She's coming back today for a trim.
Oh, fantastic. It was, beautiful. So please remember, send me that, because when I tell you, I've had my own before and afters. I've come in looking like the heat miser and left out looking like, hot mama. But so much so that Sweetie will literally sing, Mr. Heat Miser, because my hair looks so horrible. But I'm okay with that, because if it's looking horrible and I'm going to the salon, that's not bad. That's okay. Just the time to look horrible. But now about my process, because I want people to fully understand what we've done with the system. So the system that we've worked out, because this is another thing that people fail to understand about protective styles. You have got to, no matter how wonderful you love your hair in the protective style, you've got to let your hair rest. You've got to tap from whatever protective style you have. And tooth and nails with her clients about come up to that hair. You've got to let your hair rest. Talk about the importance of that, Angie.
I know anyone who has sat in my chair from the beginning all the way up until now, they know that I will fuss about protective styles and letting your hair rest, because we have such amazing results with our protective styles and crochets. My clients don't want to take it out, and they're still getting compliments, and it's like, oh, but it still looks good. But my ultimate goal, even with any protective styles, and I tell anybody who sits in my chair this, the goal is to not, we don't wear protective styles because we have to. We wear them because we want to. So if we chose to have another COVID edition and we have to shut down, we have hair underneath, healthy hair underneath, that we can choose to wear our hair. And that's my goal as your stylist, is to make sure that you have something underneath all of those protective styles. But it's very important to let it rest, just like these masks. Just put the mask in the place of your hair. If your hair is covered, just like we wear these masks on this face, and how it affects our body, it affects our breathing, it affects your skin, you know, we get bacteria, even with the mask. Imagine that being your hair, and your hair is covered and is underneath these protective styles for a long extended period of time. So, you know, our hair has human cells in it, just like our body. So we don't want to bury those cells. We want those cells to be able to breathe, to flourish healthy, and you know, healthy hair from our head. So we definitely have to give it a break, y'all. I know it looks good. Put it in your budget. Do what you got to do. No, I'm not one of those kind of stylists that wants you to keep coming in and getting it done for the revenue or for the money, because I really, really do care about my clients' hair. So yeah, I be fussing.
Yeah, she fusses. And I'm one of the clients she had to fuss at, which is why we have this. That is why I'm telling you, you can have a solution, right? Because part that people don't recognize, that having the hair on your hair is a stressor on your hair, right? I mean, you're literally, you know, you're starting with your hair being braided down, you're having that weight and the stress on your hair. And you think about, I'm gonna give y'all a really good analogy. I'm gonna give you two heads to consider, and then I'm gonna rest my case. And then you're gonna say, yeah, okay, I need to rest. I need to take a break from it. Number one, amazing woman of color, amazing Black woman, powerful Black woman, Essence Magazine, the original editor, Susan L. Taylor. Susan L. Taylor has had her hair braided for 100 years, okay? Of course, that's an exaggeration. But what's happened over time, because she wouldn't relax, because that was part of her image, her hair lines literally started receding. From because you get that hair added and you have that hair braided, that weight is gonna put that pressure on your hair. And y'all can look at pictures side by side from Susan L. Taylor 25 years ago to now, and you see the results of maintaining that protective style, but the weight of the hair has literally pulled her hair back. The other example, and I will give you this, braided style is another person, but it's a man. Y'all know and love our very own, from born in Saginaw, Michigan, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder is a perfect example of someone that had a protective style for years. Am I right or wrong about this? Y'all know Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder started out with a head full of hair, but he kept those braids in for decades and decades and decades, and now he got one little patch of hair in the back. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. And here's the other part about it. We already know that if you give your hair a chance, hey, it's Angie Klein. Oh, her hair is beautiful. Beautiful color set. Okay, we see you. Hey. Ooh, girls, hey.
Hey, thank you. She said, hey.
We know that you want your hair to always look its best. I was one of those people, y'all. I was like, I can tell you, Angie's mom, Miss Vicky, and I were two people that fought tooth and nail to come out of our protective styles. I was like, no, we've got to find a way. But Angie said, Tracy, if you don't do this, you can't keep this up. So I want to be in a position where I can have a different kind of hairstyle. So this was our solution. This is literally, my hair is relaxed, it's in a happy state. And for all of you regular wig wearers, let me tell you something else. I leaned in close, because the difference between having a custom wig and the difference between buying a wig off the shelf is, you see, I just want y'all to see this now. I want you to see this. You see this? You see, this is my hair right here. I don't have a big band creating a friction that's gonna rub my hair off in the front, okay? That's important. And
that's very important.
But that is very important. A lot of people wear wigs and the friction creates some unnecessary hair loss and okay, you tell it, you the professional, go ahead.
It's the friction from the band and the combs. A lot of people don't realize that those combs from the wigs also break your hair off and break your edges off. If you're not removing your wig properly, you're breaking your edges off when you pull it off. You have to pull it off properly. You just can't snatch it off and keep it moving.
Even though you want to. I promise you want to. You want to snap
Right,
the wig off at the end of the day and just keep it moving, but you got to be careful. So at
right.
the end of the day, what we're saying is you need to take care of your hair and give your hair the opportunity to have the moisture and the conditioning and the cleaning that you would give every other part of your body. Don't neglect your hair because it's covered up. Basically, that's it. Now, I'm going to give y'all opportunity because I've been doing a lot of talking, and I know, as usual, I do a lot of talking. That's my game. But now here's the thing. You have questions. I want you guys to be in a position where you can ask your questions now because I know that Angie and I are going to wrap up. I told we were going to do 30 minutes. We've already gone a little bit over. But I'm glad y'all got a chance to see her workstation and see her client's pretty hair. Created this color block just as a natural part of what we were working on, y'all. But just like she and I have a connection and we worked and developed this fantastic color block that everybody's now using as integrating T-Roll color block with this loveliness. I get it, I understand it, and I'm happy that you're duplicating it. I want you guys to just enjoy it. And my T-Roll color block is multiple colors, but you see it's incorporated my gray. And so this is my T-Roll color block. There have been other clients, when she was working on this wig in the salon, it was on a wig stand in the salon by her workstation, and it was like in its creation form, but they got a chance to see all the colors. And I promise you, there are a couple different clients of hers who said, oh, I want to do that. And one of them actually did. It wasn't two. One of them I know did it. She integrated instead of doing my color. Yeah. Integrated all the colors.
That was Miss Rhonda.
Knock yourself out. T-Roll color block yourself to death. This is ocean wave hair. I love it. It's fantastic. You see, it's got a lot of body. And
don't hurt that neck now.
Yes. So that's what I was getting ready to tell them. One of the things that's nice about having this wig as opposed to having my crochet braids, this hair, there's a certain amount of weight that comes with having hair on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed about having this as this style and as a wig is I can take this off and just have my hair, and it's like, oh, that's wonderful. I don't have to make sure that it's in a bonnet. I don't have to make sure, it's great. So there are benefits to having both. You can still have some pleasure and joy in your hair by wearing it in a protective style or having your natural hair. And I encourage you to be mindful because we're going to go back. And I'm going to lean back in ever so slightly into what's happening in the government right now. If you've been paying attention to what's happening with these horrific numbers for the pandemic, right. Numbers are skyrocketing. Just this morning alone, the state of California has exceeded 1 million cases of COVID. We know likelihood that there is a great likelihood that we will be in a 6 to 8 week shutdown again at some point in the near future. Think ahead. That is going to be squarely into the beginning of the year or near the end of the year. We know that the occupant, some call the big nasty grabber, some call F-tard. We know that he's not going to concede until the very last compound. I'm going to say this and laugh with y'all. He aligned himself as being a prize fighter in the ring. And they said that the fighter doesn't get out of the ring until the bell rung. Okay, well, guess what? The bell has rung. Ding, 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 ding. The bell is rung. It's time for you to go and have a seat. It's time for you to go ahead and concede. The person in the ring has announced the winner. Everybody knows it. People all over the world have already called and congratulated President-elect Biden, and it's time for you to go sit down. But there's something bigger than that. We're going to talk about that Monday because I'm telling y'all, it's some foolery that they working on. It's some schemes and plots. But what I'm telling you that's even bigger than that is when you bring it home to yourself, paying attention to what's happening globally always affects what's happening with you here and what's happening with you on here. Today, we're talking about hair. So what I want you to make sure you're mindful of is start planning ahead and think about what will I need for my hair? What products will I need at home? What stuff do I need? What Deserve products do I need? What Lily May products do I need to make sure I have a right amount of shampoo, the right amount of conditioner, the right amount of hot oil treatments, the right amount of elixirs, What will I need to have at home so that if we are in a position where with a moment's notice, we're getting on a shutdown, because they didn't ask us when we wanted to shut down. They told us we were shutting down. Think ahead.
Right.
I'm here now. This is my personal public service announcement from me to you out of LOVE love, that you do not want to get caught busted and disgusted for Thanksgiving or Christmas when you're doing virtual holiday celebrations with your family. Okay, you don't want them asking you if you're okay, or if you're going through something, or you let yourself go. You don't want them talking about the family and calling cousin Pookie and Pork Chop and saying, "Man, did you see such and such? She going through something, man. Don't let it, don't be one of those, don't be that person.
And don't let it be you.
You got solutions. You got solutions. Here's the other thing. Amy is in a position where, as a distributor, she works for herself, but she has supplies available for you to purchase. So don't be caught in the trick bag thinking that there's no way for you to get this stuff. Reach out to her and ask her questions. Angie loves to be in a position where she can think outside the doggone box and solution that will work for you. And for the out of town guests and clients, let me tell you something. Cammie, you will benefit from having some products for your hair. Contact Angie and if you do anything else, get some of the fantastic conditioner that she has. Oh my gosh, you will fall in love with hair conditioner. Oh, thank you. It's amazing. Okay, wait.
Yeah, we will ship.
And you will ship, right? Okay, hold on a second. I got a couple things on here. Wig is beautiful. Thank you, Adrian. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know that commercial, that GMC commercial where he said, "I got one for you, one for me," and she said, "Nope, I love it. This is me. I love it." Let's see. Yes, the analogy she gave about the man was good. That was really good, Angie. Let's see. Magnolia Rose said, "I get it now, but how long do I need to take a break? And can I okay, so here's a question for you, Angie. About taking a break." And so Magnolia Rose says, "How long do I need to take a break? Can I do days for braids, or does it require weeks?" Okay, so how long do you need to take a break? Can you take a break for a couple of days and then go back, or do you need to take a break for a week? How long do you provide?
That depends on the health of your hair. When you do take it down, it depends on the health of your hair. If you're used to taking a break and you've already, gotten your hair in a regimen, a routine, then a couple of days, a week is fine. But it depends on the health of your hair. If you're just now starting and you just now deciding, okay, hey, I'm gonna start taking a break, let that first break be at least a week or two. At least a week or two to kind of let it breathe. I know some of us, our hair underneath is, we don't want to wear it. But just think of a different alternative. We have beautiful headscarves out now that during the wintertime you can wear. Just try to think of a different alternative to give your hair that break. But it really depends on the health of your hair. What state your hair is in.
Because I know her personally. Magnolia Rose does a good job of maintaining her hair and taking care of her hair. She has protective style. So in her case, I would think that since she does kind of alter back and forth between her natural hair and a protective style. So in her case, if she took it down and then gave herself a break for 4 to 5 days and went back, you think that would be, yeah, because
right.
You're new to it, Magnolia Rose. Since you've been doing protective styles off and on, it's really about making sure that the health of your hair is healthy and hydrated and conditioned well before you.
Right. That's right. So it really depends on the health of your hair.
Yeah. So the average time that you would say at a minimum, because of course every person's head is different, so I can't speak specifically to all of the people on here, but at a minimum, you want to give yourself a break. If you say a week, I think that would
at least a week.
Yeah.
At least a week. I mean, if you have to plan your break around your vacation days, plan your break around the holidays to where you'll be off. Plan your breaks, plan to, okay, I'm gonna be off these days, or even if you're gonna be off Wednesday and Thursday, you can plan your break that Wednesday, Thursday, you'll let your hair rest that weekend, and then you can go fresh into the next week and get your hairstyle. So kind of plan it into everything, just like we plan everything else, plan your breaks.
And so one of the things that I can tell you guys that I do for my hair is just that. Angie perfectly segued me into the last part about my hair plan, because I told y'all I'd talk about my hair plan. So I can give you an example in terms of for what will happen with my hair, natural and otherwise, for the rest of this calendar year, up to from now through December. We work in 2-week intervals and sometimes 3 weeks if I can do them. But I really like the 2-week interval because it gives me an opportunity to know I'm going to have my hair shampooed and conditioned. So right now, we just did the wig. We braided my hair down. We shampooed and conditioned and braided my hair, my natural hair down, so that I could be protected from having any weight on my hair. So I'm going to have this wig on for 2 weeks. And then after this 2 weeks, I'm going to go back and we're going to shampoo and condition. Now watch this. We're going to shampoo and condition, and then I'm going to have her blow dry my hair and clip my ends. Okay. That is important for the health of my hair because we want to make sure my hair is healthy, so that when we come out of this and we say, okay, we're going to shift out of this and do something else, I know I don't have a head full of split ends, right? It's not enough for my hair to have grown. And that's not my goal necessarily, but for my hair to be healthy. And so we're going to shampoo and condition my hair. We're going to do I like the steam hydration. That's my treatment for my hair because my hair responds well to the steam hydration. And then we're going to, hey, Adrian. And then we're gonna do, that's Panache Styles owner right there. She's got a client, so she's waiting, standing by. So, hey, what we're gonna do is make sure my ends are clipped. Oftentimes, people will forego getting their ends clipped because they think my hair is braided down. No, wrong, false, faux. You wanna still make sure that you get your ends clipped. And even for those who are regular wig wearers who say, I'm committed to my wig, I wanna just wear my wig, that does not exclude you from having hair services. You can go in and schedule an appointment and get your hair shampooed and conditioned and get your ends clipped and get your hair braided down. As a matter of fact, is it safe to say you guys have clients who do that, Angie?
Yes, we have a lot of clients that do that. Yes.
So like that's not foreign.
No, that's not foreign at all. I have clients, I actually have one that comes in, she's coming today just for her trim and treatment, and she's out of the door.
So that's not the days of old where people think you go to the salon and you sit for hours on end and you're waiting. That's not what's happening now. And because they're very careful and follow the CDC and their own regimented guidelines about honoring one-on-one clients, you're in and you're getting a specialized, custom, hands-on kind of white glove service at Hair Angel Love with those stylists, and you're the one. And then you're out, and then they clean the area and make sure and sanitize, and then they are moving on to the next one. So you're not there for hours on end where you have stacks and stacks and stacks of people sitting up, people coming in selling food and socks, all of that.
We don't do that here.
We're not doing any of that.
No, I've had plenty of clients that have let me know that that's still happening around the city, but I don't do that. We don't do that here. We do not do that here. That's not our motto. One of our things that we pride ourselves on is being able to care about the client and their time. So no, I don't sit for no 8-9 hours.
She just got her latest inspection. Come on, celebrate. Come on, celebrate it now. You just got a board, so come on with your inspection. I want to hear what was your score, because salons get rated. And what was your rating, Angie?
It was 100. We got a 100 on a pop-up visit.
and they don't schedule plans. They don't schedule your inspections. You just come in and they just tell you, okay, inspect it. And so she got 100%. And so we are proud.
Yes.
Cammie, I bet you guys do have snow. And when you do come to Memphis, make sure you visit Angie. And I don't envy you with the snow. You can keep that. And I don't want to have, I did my time in snow in Michigan growing up. I don't have to have another snow day to save my life. But if you have one, so be it. I know these Memphians here, we get a couple of flurries and everything shuts down, which is hilarious. But I don't have to have any snow again. I don't have to be in a at all. God bless all of them and all of you out there listening who have snow. I think it's beautiful and I'm happy to look at it. It's a nice thing to visit, but I wouldn't want to live in it. Enjoy the snow. But now I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Speaking of snow, Cammie, I have snow growing in, also known as gray. I call them platinum highlights. If you have platinum highlights and you want to either honor your platinum highlights, you can do that with Angie. She will literally make sure that your hair is held. You know how sometimes platinum The gray can be wiry, it can be challenging, it may be resistant. She will help you make sure that you get that. And sometimes the color of the gray is brassy looking, or it's yellowish, or it picks up some green pigments. She can also make sure that the shampoo and conditioner that she's using and that she'll tell you to be able to use at home will maintain the health of that gray. If on the other hand, you have platinum highlights and you don't want them to be seen, you don't want to grow gray gracefully, you want to resist and fight that gray all the way, Angie will be able to help you with some custard color. She's a master colorist. So don't think that just because you have gray, you know, you're doomed and it's doomsday. I will say this, however, factor in this. Biden is saying he's going to propose a 4 to 6 week stay at home mandate. So you want to factor in, if I've got gray now, create a plan. This is me saying, again, this is you being proactive, the same way that you handle all the other things that are important to you. This is a self-care issue. So this is my PSA for you, to make sure that you're taking care of your hair. I've seen a whole bunch of people that started in a pandemic and they had their hair colored, and 6 weeks out, because they couldn't do it, they had grown their gray out, and then they just said, okay, I'm gonna accept my gray. You don't have to necessarily be in a position where you're forced to do that. You can come up with a solution that gives you, think about it, we just said 4 to 6 weeks. So if you're doing a protective style, or you have something, if you plan it and they say, okay, we're shutting down on January 10th, you can plan what you're going to do with your hair and get your hair colored, because that's when you would need to get your hair recolored anyway in 4 to 6 weeks. It's just about you being smart about what you're doing with your hair. Does that help y'all?
That's right. That's right. That is absolutely right.
I'm trying to
We
help.
got to plan. Just like we plan those vacations, we got to plan our hair sometimes.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. You can look good through this. You can look good. Now, I will admit, and Angie and Adrian both will be happy to chime in and talk about me. I had a protective hair hiccup. I bought a wig and I took it to the salon. I was like, Angie, this is it. This is going to cover me when we have our braids, when the crochet braids are down. And I got that wig, and Angie and Adrian talked about me so bad.
Immediately. Immediately.
And Angie, and I said, no, just trim it. Just, I'm gonna put it on and let's cut it. She was like, this is not
you better tell them I tell you the truth in my chair. You're gonna hear the truth. I'm not gonna send you out.
And she told me the truth. And Adrian sitting over there told me the truth too. And I just want you to know that I appreciate y'all for being honest. I look back at that video and laugh so hard. However, in my being everyday amazing, I just owned that. And now you just learn and you grow, right? You just learn and you grow. And so I took that advice. I walked out the door. I was able to rock it for a couple times. I had a couple wigs, and one of the two, now go ahead and give it to me. One of the two wigs, Adrian, I need you to back me up here now. One of the two wigs I did rock, but now it wasn't like this. And that's why I said you really want to be careful about what you select for your hair. And all wigs are not created equal. Hello, somebody. Hello.
Just because it looks like that online don't mean it's gonna come like that. I know. It can look good online, but that don't mean it's gonna come like that all the time.
Oh,
so we had your back.
Bless you, La. You from Chicago, so you know. Ooh, and that lake effect snow. Ooh, that lake effect wind in Illinois is brutal. It's Illinois. Yes, you understand exactly what I'm talking about, La. You don't want to be bothered with that. That snow and what we would say. You guys, Cammie, you can confirm this for me, and LaShawn, you can tell me too. When the wind was blowing, did you say it was the hawk? The hawk is out. And you was like, ooh, the hawk is out. No thanks. I don't miss any of that. I'll take whatever temperature it is here. The coldest day in Memphis is still better than dealing with the snow. Y'all, we're about to wrap up. So if you have any questions for Angie about protective styles, about weaves, about getting your bundles, about buying closures and bundles and scheduling appointments, about making sure that you create a hair plan, because what's going to happen, as I told you guys, for me, from now through the end of this calendar year, I will alternate. So for the week after this, I'm going to have this wig on for another. we'll go schedule my appointment, and I schedule my appointments on Schedulicity, so I know what my block is. So Angie knows.
How you doing?
I go to the beauty supply store, I move it, and then what I do, y'all, is so wonderful. I start out with my hair long like this wig is.
Your favorite person on
Then get the hair shampoo, and then trim it down, so it gives me 2 more weeks. So now I'm already into these. So then when we get to the holiday, if it's time for me to take a break, and I do 4 weeks. And so that's my system. So create a system that works for you. I figured it out, so I'm gonna look at the calendar, make sure that I'm good. But because I have this wig now, I'll be comfortable. And here's the other thing. Let me say this as we close. Your wigs still need to be cleaned.
Please clean your wig. It's like putting dirty clothes on a clean body.
Your wigs need to be cleaned. Okay, so then you say, well, how do I do that? How do I clean my wigs? What happens with my wigs? How do I clean them? So Angie, give them the professional answer to how do you clean your wig?
Bring it to me. No. If you do not bring it to me, there are ways that you shampoo that wig just like you would shampoo your own hair. Put it in a sink full of water, put some shampoo in there, rinse it, go back with your conditioner, comb, brush, detangle, and hang it out. Let it hang on to dry.
And don't wring it out. You want to grip it and squeeze it dry with the towel.
I'm gonna have to step away for a second, Tracy. Hold on.
Okay. And so what I want you guys to know is this. This will give you, she stepped away so now I can talk about Georgia. Y'all, we got 2 Democratic candidates running for the Senate. You got to get them in. Go and offer your support to those 2 candidates. And the commercial, Cammie, I loved it that you showed me from Wednesday. That was so good that he eats pizza with Warnock. Warnock eats pizza with a fork, and he stepped on the crack, and he doesn't like puppies. I love that commercial. So I want y'all to know, we've got to get it. We know that we also had a victory last night, that it was actually called and confirmed. The Secretary of State called Arizona. So now Biden has even more electoral votes to add to his all-winning count. Now he has 290, that he only needed 270 to win. We know that the occupant is going to resist. He has all but said, he's pulling the Jennifer Holiday and saying, I'm staying and you're going to love me. Except that he's wrong. He's not staying, A, but we're not going to love him, B. We didn't love him to begin with. So now I want y'all to know that I am going to be back here on Monday. We're going to talk about it. But remember, for all of you who are new to T Row Crew, thank you for joining me today. And remember that I want you to, I need for you to go to my YouTube page, Tracy T. Row. Go to my YouTube page, like my page and subscribe. Tell your friends and kind of build up that subscription number. Because if I get to 1,000, let me take this. When I get to 1,000, I'll be able to monetize that page. So that'll be super, because I'm here with you all the time. I want to monetize that page so I can bring you some extra content, and then we can do some extra stuff as well. So please go to Tracy T. Row on YouTube. Page. All started doing live at lunch, and from the time I started doing Tracy Time are all there, including coaching moments that I also provide as a certified master coach. Thank you. But now, I want y'all to know. So that worked out perfectly. Angie made it back. I got a chance to put my little piece in while you were gone. So now, Angie, you can give them your information again and tell them how to contact you and schedule an appointment with you to get a consultation, which you also offer, that I think is great. Now, let me ask you this. In the midst of what we have happening now, do you also offer virtual consultations?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We do virtual consultations. We do virtual beauty supply store, help pick your hair. We do virtual a little bit. I'm always on virtual doing something, whether it's helping pick out crochet hair or, talking or showing me scalp contusions. So yeah, we are a part of the virtual world now.
Wonderful. Okay, so
virtual.
If you go to Schedulicity, can they schedule a consultation with you virtually on Schedulicity?
The virtual, there is a service consultation out there. So what I would suggest, you can pick pick the service consultation and send me an email or a text and let me know that you would like yours to be virtual, because you can still come into the salon. But if you want to opt for the virtual, send me an outside message either via text or email and let me know you want to do it virtual, and we can definitely still schedule it in.
Okay, that's fantastic. All right, so now do a quick recap before we go on how to get in touch and then what your numbers are.
Okay, so we're located at 2740 Bartlett Boulevard, Harrington Love in the Normandy Place Shopping Center. The shop salon, the salon number is 901-421-6578. If you leave us a message, we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can, or you can call me or text me on my cell, which is 901-354-4422. You can schedule an appointment on Schedulicity, search Angie Castor or Harrington Love. To me, that's the easiest way to get an appointment. You can text my phone, you can call me, but the ones who book on Schedulicity, they get first dibs at their appointment times.
Okay.
I can't always get back to my text messages and phone calls at a decent time. And if somebody grabs that appointment before you, I can't go back and delete or change their appointment, even if you text me first. So,
Okay.
You have the option to text or call, but just know the person who goes to Schedulicity does get the first option at the appointments. You'll get whatever I have, after that. But I don't mind you texting me or calling. If you don't see what you need on Schedulicity, please reach out.
Okay, that's good. So then you are also on IG and you're also on Facebook.
I am on IG and Facebook, Harrington Love on both. So we have Harrington Love on Facebook and Harrington Love on IG.
All right. And I'm happy to tell you that her website is also under development.
Yes, my website is
wonderful, beautiful. And she and I have the same web developer. So I'm excited. I can't wait for y'all can see it. It's good. Oh my God, it's so good.
HarringtonLove.com.
All right, that's it. That's all, y'all. Hang with me, Angie. I'm getting ready to wrap up. I'm gonna give you all.
Okay.
Know that you matter to me. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I want you to make not just today, but every day amazing. And above all else, live like it's a gift, because it truly is. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Be safe, social distance, wear your mask and wash your hands, and pray that we can get this dang on nut out of the office. In the name of Jesus, we claim it. Amen and amen. I'll see you right back here live at lunch. Bye.